What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? DoctorDDub here, and today I'm going to do my best to put an end to some confusion that has been generated regarding the end of the Farm Folks Kickstarter campaign and the transition over to Crytevo. What happens now? Can I still increase my pledge? Where and when will I get my rewards? Can I still get in on the alpha and or beta? These are just a few of the questions I hope to answer in today's video, so without further ado, let's dive right in. As many of you probably already know, the Farm Folks Kickstarter campaign came to an end on Thursday, July 26th, 2018. I'm pleased to say that the game not only reached its funding goal of $36,995 but blew it out of the water with a whopping $68,723, just over 185% of their goal. If you're wondering why I'm specifying US dollars, it's because the game's developers, Overgrown Studios, are based in Melbourne, Australia, so the Kickstarter was done primarily in Australian currency. For clarification's sake, all monetary values throughout the rest of this video will be listed in US dollars. Now that the Kickstarter has come to a close though, I've seen a lot of questions regarding the game and how it's being handled from this point onward. So let's talk about that. First off, I want to cover everything Kickstarter specific. If you pledged during the Kickstarter, you were able to increase or decrease your pledge tier as much as you wanted until the Kickstarter was over, because the dollar amount that you pledged wasn't charged to your card until the end of the Kickstarter. Now that the Kickstarter is over, however, it is not possible to modify your pledge anymore. And speaking of what's not possible anymore, you are no longer able to purchase any plushies or t-shirts through Kickstarter. It doesn't matter if it was a carrot, radish, or baby stag goat plushie that was available via an add-on purchase, or the unicow or hen plushies that were only available through certain pledge tiers. Plushies, as well as t-shirts, are no longer available through the Kickstarter page. I have, however, spoken with a producer from Crytevo, the company that is now partnered with Farm Folks, who told me they are discussing different options with Overgrown Studios regarding how to proceed with physical merchandise sales, such as plushies, t-shirts, etc. So I imagine these items will be coming to the Crytevo store soon. That being said, if you missed out on a plushie or t-shirt during the Kickstarter campaign, all hope is not lost. Not yet, at least. If you actually head to the Farm Folks Kickstarter page, under the main campaign tab, you'll see that the game is now available on Crytevo. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter campaign, you can still back the game and get some nice rewards for doing so. One quick clarification, it says the game is now available. It's now available for pre-order. It's not actually out yet. If you're anything like me and have never heard of Crytevo until now, they are a publishing company as well as a storefront for games. The company has been around for about 4 years now, but has only recently begun publishing games, and as of around 4 or 5 months ago at the time of recording this video, opened their storefront. But if you go ahead and follow the link to their site, which I'll have in the description for you guys as well, you'll see that you can purchase the game from here. But where are all the fancy rewards, you might be asking? If you click on the $24.99 pre-order button, you'll see that you actually have 6 different tiers available for purchase, ranging from $24.99 to $249.99. each containing progressively more rewards. These are mainly a way for Overgrown to do pre-sales of the game, as well as to raise additional funds for the development of the game. For each of these tiers, you can see the cost, the items included in that tier, as well as the amount of coins you'll earn upon purchasing that tier. Coins are a way to incentivize you to purchase other games through Crytevo's store. They are earned primarily through the purchase of games and are used to contribute toward the overall cost of other games on the Crytevo store. Each coin is valued at 1/10 of a cent, or in easier to understand numbers, 1,000 coins equals $1 US. Also, when these tiers were first launched on Thursday, when the website went live immediately after the Kickstarter ended, there were several issues with the prices and descriptions that have since been corrected, so if you visited the website as soon as it was available, you might have seen some different prices and rewards than what are depicted now. As we move up the tiers though, each progressively higher tier includes everything from the previous tier, along with some additional items, which are going to be the ones that I will be specifically mentioning. One important thing to note is that all of these tiers will be available for purchase up until the release of the full game. With that out of the way though, let's take a look at these tiers. First up is the Sprout tier, valued at $24.99, which includes the full game once it's released. The Seedling tier, valued at $34.99, also grants you access to the beta, a Copperbacker forum badge, some wallpapers, the game's soundtrack, and your name will be listed in the credits, presumably as a backer, as that was the wording used on the Kickstarter page. The next tier up is the Farmhand tier, valued at $49.99, which grants access to the alpha as well as a digital art book. The Farmhand tier and the Seedling tier are the lowest tiers that grant alpha and beta access respectively, and are each $5 more than the lowest tier that granted alpha and beta access during the Kickstarter. That's one of the benefits of getting in early though. Moving up from there is the Collector tier, valued at $89.99, which upgrades the Copper Backer Forum badge to a silver one and earns you a digital strategy guide, as well as, to many people's surprise, an in-game unicorn cow, or unicow as it's being called, previously thought to have only been available during the Kickstarter. But nope, you can actually get it here too, which means more people will have a chance to get access to this really unique looking animal, which in my opinion is awesome. The second highest tier is the Agronomist tier, valued at $149.99, which upgrades the forum badge yet again from silver to gold and allows you to design an in-game animal. For this, you'll work with the devs to have an animal of your choosing, assuming they approve it first, created and placed into the game world for all to experience. And finally, we have the Farm Manager tier, valued at $249.99, which upgrades the forum badge to the highest tier available on Crytivo, Platinum, and allows you to design an in-game quest, which again will require the developer's approval. If you followed the Kickstarter campaign closely, you'll notice that there are some items that were available there that are not available here on Crytivo's website. These items are, to my knowledge, Kickstarter exclusives only and will not be made available again. These items include the Diamond and Producer level forum badges, the Unicow plush toy, Hen plush toy, physical art book, physical folded map, physical strategy guide, the ability to design a piece of in-game furniture, an in-game vehicle, or an in-game character, and be credited as a furniture designer, vehicle designer, or character designer, respectively. The ability to design a writable farm animal, a rare material and hidden artifact, and a unique crop type, and be credited as a game designer. And lastly, the ability to back at the executive producer level for a whopping $4,820. Giving you the ability to chat with the dev team daily and have influence over creative decisions in the game. No one purchased that tier, by the way, in case you were wondering. Regardless of if you backed Farm Folks via Kickstarter, or purchased or plan to purchase the game through the Crytivo store, you're probably wondering how you're going to receive your rewards. The answer to that question is a little complicated, so bear with me. Depending on what tier you pledged, you'll be receiving a variety of different rewards, not all of which will arrive at the same time. First off, if you purchased an add-on through the Kickstarter campaign, so that includes the carrot, radish, and baby stag goat plushies, as well as a t-shirt, a survey link should be getting sent out to the email you have associated with your Kickstarter account soon. The survey will ask you which plushie or plushie you would like and or what size t-shirt you would like. I spoke with Julie, the community manager for Farm Folks, this past Friday, and was told that this email would be sent out hopefully very soon, so keep an eye out for that. When we will be receiving these plushies and t-shirts though has not yet been announced. Other physical items, such as the art book, strategy guide, and folded map, can be expected closer to the full release of the game, as the contents those items will contain haven't even been fully created yet. If you purchased a tier with a forum badge, those should be also available pretty soon. Where the Farm Folks forum is going to reside, however, is again something we don't know the answer to completely yet. I have been told by Crytivo staff that it is probably going to be through their website, but we don't have confirmation on that yet. As far as the rest of the digital content is concerned, namely the game itself, these can all be redeemed through the Crytivo store. Assuming you backed at a level containing alpha access, once the alpha becomes available, every backer will receive a Crytivo key for the alpha version of the game, which we are expecting to arrive in December of this year. The same will happen with the beta sometime in 2019. As for the full release of the game, everyone who purchased the base game at a minimum will be notified by Crytivo once it is released. You will then be able to go to your Crytivo account and choose whether you would like to redeem a Crytivo key or a Steam key for your copy of Farm Folks. I'll be making a video on the pros and cons to each of the two keys/launchers once we get a little bit closer to the release of the game to help you guys make that decision. If you don't have a Crytivo account, you'll need to make one before you can purchase or redeem anything through their website. If you backed via Kickstarter, make sure to use the same email address associated with your Kickstarter account to create your Crytivo account. This will help ensure that you can redeem your Kickstarter rewards through Crytivo without any issues. If you do happen to have issues with this, however, I highly recommend joining the FarmFolks Discord and asking Sasha, a producer at Crytivo, to help you. He's been a fantastic help to me so far and is an absolute pleasure to work with. If you did not back on Kickstarter, but instead plan to back via Crytivo, any valid email address will do the trick. Lastly, I want to answer a question that I hear asked more than all the others, and that is, are stretch goals still happening? Unfortunately, not a single stretch goal was met by the end of the Kickstarter campaign. However, since FarmFolks is continuing its crowdfunding efforts over on Crytivo now, it's likely that some of these will be met. Sasha, the same producer that works for Crytivo I mentioned earlier, said they're working on a graphic display to show our progress towards these stretch goals. As of this point in time, though, there's no way of knowing how much money has been raised through Crytivo since the end of the Kickstarter, and thus, no way of knowing whether or not we've reached any of these stretch goals. On the subject of stretch goals and whether or not they're happening, though, let me just put this to rest right here and right now. Stretch goals will be happening regardless of funding. Mitch, the lead developer of FarmFolks, said, and I quote, "We plan to include all of our stretch goals at some point. They're just there because if we hit them, then we could have implemented them earlier. No 100% promises just yet, though." By this, he means that if stretch goals are met, it's likely that the content in those stretch goals will be in the base game. If not, they will eventually be added regardless of funding, whether that's through expansions or possibly even paid DLC, though we're not sure. The money raised by hitting these stretch goals would likely go towards hiring an additional developer so that more content can be ready in time for the base game. If not, it'll have to wait till a later date, but the developers still plan on including it nonetheless. This includes console releases, so for those of you asking when/if FarmFolks will be coming to Xbox One, PS4, or the Switch, it will be coming, it's just going to take some time. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, but to wrap things up, let's recap with a lightning round of Q&A. Can I still increase my pledge on Kickstarter? No. When will I receive my physical rewards? We're not sure yet. When is the alpha coming out? December of this year. When is the beta coming out? Sometime in 2019. When is the full game releasing? Sometime in 2019 as well. Now that FarmFolks partnered with Crytivo, can I still get the game on Steam? Yes. I missed that on the Kickstarter. Can I still get alpha and or beta access? Yes. I really want to ride a llama. Will stretch goals still be happening? Yes. Will FarmFolks be available on the Switch? Oh my gosh, yes. Whew. Alright though, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this dense but hopefully informative video. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to ask them down below and I'll do my best to provide you with an answer. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with more FarmFolks content for you guys real soon. And until then, as always, take care.